Let me catch people up on some news. Phase 3 study of MDMA-assisted therapy for PTSD. So in a follow-up to something we talked about back on episode 21, a study published in Nature Medicine shows that treating moderate to severe post-traumatic stress disorder with a combination of therapy and MDMA is effective in reducing symptoms. The randomized, double-blind phase 3 study compares 53 individuals given MDMA with their therapy against 51 individuals who were given a placebo along with their therapy. After 18 weeks, both groups saw major improvements. Once again, just verifying that therapy actually works, guys. But of the placebo group, 47.6% no longer met the DSM-5 criteria for PTSD. In the MDMA group, though, that number was 71.2%. So, I mean, that's, what is that, almost 40% more in terms of effectiveness. That's fantastic. The researchers are hopeful that this will pave the way for the FDA to grant approval sometime in 2024. Diabetics, both type 1 and type 2, listen up. This is for you. Semglee is the first FDA-approved interchangeable biosimilar insulin glargine to actually come to the market. Glargine? Is it glargine or glargine? Is this Tyler Andrews mispronounces?
It's glargine.
Okay. Tyler mispronounces drug names again. It's fine. It's fine.
We got to do a montage of mispronunciations.
It's going to be a long one. If you're not excited yet from that sentence, it's probably because you don't fully understand what's going on here, but that's okay. Diabetics need exogenous insulin to survive. Insulin glargine is the long-acting insulin preferred by most folks. It stays in your system longer and doesn't require as many injections. Unfortunately, it's been extremely expensive. With Semglee officially coming to market, though, many folks will be able to switch to this biosimilar, which is a lot like a generic, with costs substantially lower. The interchangeable part of that sentence means that most folks don't need to go to their doctor to get pre-approval for the switch. It's close enough in efficacy that people can make the switch at the counter with their pharmacist. That said, of course, it is always a good idea to talk to your doctor and make sure that everybody is informed and knows what's going on. This is already on the market, right?
Yes.
And you guys are seeing it come through?
Yes.
Very good. Awesome.
These things are always sound better in an article than they do to start, in a pharmacy.
Yeah.
I would say, at least from experience, a handful of these switches they go through without an issue. Patient doesn't care. Insurance doesn't care. And it's you're in and out like they say in the articles. However, formularies often don't change overnight. It's sometimes a matter of the insurance making the necessary switch on their end before you can even make this switch at the level of the pharmacy. So yes, it's cheaper. It's a little bit cheaper, but if the insurance, if the formulary doesn't recognize it and it's not covered and you would theoretically have to pay out of pocket for it, then it's not doing you any good. You're still better off paying the copay for the reference biologic.
But for folks that are not insured or paying for their diabetes medication out of pocket, this would be a big move for them, right? Maybe.
I don't think that the costs have been driven down far enough to make that much of an out-of-pocket difference.
Yeah.
I mean, anything is better than nothing,
right,
as far as the cost reduction. But it seems like even though this is available, there's still more of a slow burn change that has to occur. If anything, it's just this comes back to introducing more competition amongst the manufacturers.
Yeah.
So the more people that are making biologics, then I think you start to see the ultimate effect of introducing biologics.
So the fact that one came to market isn't as big of a deal as the fact that means that more will come to market.
I believe that to be the case.
Cool.
Especially there are not biosimilars for all of the other insulin products available yet.
Right.
So I think in addition to more biosimilars of insulin glargine or Lantus coming to market, I think that the more and more biosimilars and the more generics that come out, I just think are all they're all ultimately going to move the needle to lower costs, especially if you're paying out of pocket. But you're not going to buy $35 insulin without insurance.
Right.
Yeah.
I called a good friend of mine who is type 1 diabetic to try to bring clarity to my own mind on all of this stuff to help me understand it. I was completely unaware. If you're not diabetic, this is probably news to you. The number of different types of insulin that are on the market, and that, there's immediate acting and there's fast acting, moderate and long acting. Is that right? There's like
Just
4
about
different types, and they all do different things.
Yeah.
And some people prefer one to another, and it just depends on who you are and what works for your body.
Yeah. There's basal insulin that's given to, sustain, as a flatter curve, so to speak. And then the mealtime insulins that you reference, the short acting or rapid acting, they have that more aggressive spike to help you, at mealtime
process the glucose.
Yeah. So this highlights the day-to-day challenges, the things that, type 1 and type 2 diabetics have to really hone in on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah. But there's another one on the market, and that's a good thing.
Yep.